Welcome back, everybody. Man, I feel like it's been a minute. This is Web3 DJs. We got my man Sticky Finger Jones. I'm Hofstra. It's good to be back, man. It's been a minute since we talked last. You're a married man now, and I know you
absolutely
took off. And congratulations, but it feels good to talk some NFTs again.
Yeah, it's great to be back, man. Like you said, I'm a married man now. Now I get to rock all this ice on my finger like I'm playing Bloody Knuckles in Antarctica or something like that. Crazy. It feels like we stepped away for a little bit and you guys let the market crash without us. So the good news is we're back, right? So hopefully it's all uphill from here.
We're back, waking up to a zombie apocalypse. I don't know if you saw, but ETH today, it was like under 900. I tried to buy some, and as soon as I could try to buy it, went back up over 900, so I paid like 910.
That's what I'm saying, man. You know, the market knows that now that we're here, it can stop playing around and things got to get serious. But yeah, before we get any further, make sure if you guys enjoy this content, per usual, the number one thing you can do, tell a friend. Otherwise, make sure you follow us on Twitter and like, comment, and subscribe to our videos on YouTube. But that being said, I guess let's go ahead and get right into it. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. We got a great show for you guys today. You know, going to run through a couple of things. One of the first things I want to show you guys is, as usual, it's Saturday. Tasty Bones portal is open. Let me go ahead and collect another food offering for you. So I already did one of these guys. I know that you probably don't want to watch me do both. So I'm going to go ahead and grab, let's see, which one of these grays did I select? I'll collect this one here. And the real cool thing that I wanted to show you guys now is that I've got this turkey leg. So before I was kind of showing you that in order to see what you got, you would have to kind of cross-reference the Tasty Bones list, and you know that can be a bit tedious. But they've updated their portal giveaway system here. Let me go ahead and change the view. And so now all I have to do is go to tastybones.xyz/giveaways, and it automatically tells me what I am and am or are not eligible for. They've got all sorts of sick prizes, approving corgis, different allow lists, things like that. I've even got like 0.05 ETH a couple of times. They show you how many are available. And the beautiful thing is I can just kind of go through this list, scroll, and see what I am and are not eligible for. Unfortunately, right now it doesn't look like I'm eligible for much, but it's a really awesome feature, really easy to navigate and kind of, you know, figure out the what's what of the Tasty Bones portal giveaway system. So definitely bullish on this team. Wanted to make sure that I shared it with you guys and, you know, fun. Just again, show you guys what I'm doing in the space, what we're doing in the space, and kind of like how we continue to build during this time down, right? Not a bear market. Everything is about your perception. And so, yeah, in the words of Bankless, we're building here.
I got to tell you, I've been waiting for this moment for about a year. I pulled a bunch of money off, you know, in December last year and just liquidated a bunch, just waiting for a dip. And so I've been on kind of a shopping spree. I think in the last week, I've probably bought at least 5 different projects, stuff that I've been sitting on. I got a Gutter Pigeon. I got an Atom Bomb Squad. I got a cryptoonz. I bought a project yesterday called Kumite. I've got, you know, dippies. I mean, I've just been like picking stuff up left and right and then buying ETH just because it's so cheap. I probably put a couple grand in ETH just in the last 2 days. Every time I think it goes lower, I'm like, they look the next day. So I just keep buying it. I'm buying it. But I've got some target points for some of this. I've been eyeing a mutant ape and I'm just waiting for a certain price. If it hits it, I'm going to be pulling the trigger on some otherside, some mutants. I'm going to go get a little crazy.
Wow, Ashra. Okay, shoot, I barely know the man anymore. I come back and all of a sudden he's got all these sorts of, you know, big aspirations. All we're going to ask is that you don't forget about us once you're rolling with the apes and that sort of thing.
No, I'm like, if I have conviction in the NFT market and I believe what I think I believe, that this is the future, I need some exposure to some blue chips. And, you know, if the price of ETH is under 900, let's say it gets to 700. I mean, and let's say mutants come down to 12 or 13. It's almost like I would be kicking myself if I didn't do it, even if it cost me money, even if I got to take some money out of stuff I don't want to. Like, that's how much I believe in NFTs.
Yeah, absolutely. I was talking to my buddy NF Tuck, and he's one of my in real life buddies as well. But he brought up a really cool point, because I brought up something similar, and is like, at the end of the day, what we're betting on now, and what we've always bet on, for anyone who's in the NFT space, is that these will be adapted in the long run. That the masses, excuse me, that the masses will adopt the NFT technology. They'll see the value in it, and that it will be here, in the long run. And kind of he brought up another point as well that was really interesting. And he said that, of course, I believe that's true, but think about the fact that these NFTs are on the Ethereum blockchain, or whatever blockchain that you're purchasing on or playing on, however you want to say that. Collecting on might be the politically correct term there. They're tied to that token. They're tied to that blockchain. So at the very least, ideally, the NFTs would, sustain some sort of value just in lieu of that. And so I think he brought up a great point, and that's something that I hadn't really thought of before. I was just kind of focusing over here on NFTs, and that technology, and he's suggesting like it's a holistic picture. Think about how the way that they're tied to the blockchain, and hopefully they'll sustain some value that way in the long run as well. And so I really enjoyed that
So,
perspective.
so here's a couple crazy stats. Wells Fargo and Ethereum have the same market cap. Think about that. If that gives you any context to the size of Ethereum. Another stat, Ethereum hit a $500 billion valuation faster than any other company in history, 5 years faster. So take Amazon, take anything. I mean, it hit it faster than Facebook, Google, all of them, Microsoft. So if you're just looking at what Ethereum is, a lot of people don't know. I mean, it's a currency. It's tied to collectibles. It's a smart contract. So many things that we haven't even tapped into what the possibilities are yet. And so that's why a lot of people are scared of it. They don't really know, but it's unlike anything else. And so that's kind of what drew me to it, because I was just like, what is this? This is intense. But I know we could talk on this all day. I don't know if you want to start, go on some of the other projects. You want me to talk about the stuff that I'm doing?
Yeah, I think actually that's probably a great segue. I'll talk about maybe some things that I'm looking at buying real quickly. I know we got a bit of a time crunch today, and then you can tell us. Yeah, for those of you who don't know, I know we talk about it all the time. You see it on Hofstra's hat. He's got big plans, just like a lot of everyone else in the NFT space right now. He'll be shipping out to NFT NYC tomorrow. And so he's definitely going to give you guys a rundown of what he's doing, what to look out for there, the things he learned, because this is his second time around. I guess you can call him a veteran at this point. And yeah, maybe some of the top mistakes to make. But before we get into that, let me just tell you guys a little bit about what I'm watching in this market. So I think this is a beautiful opportunity for me to buy projects that previously weren't necessarily accessible for me. One of those projects is right off the bat the Full Send Metacard. For those of you guys who don't know about the Nelk Boys, they're somebody that I'm really a big fan of. They're doing pretty big things. As a matter of fact, they just launched their supplement brand, and this is their token. This is how you get access to everything that they're doing. They're allegedly going to build gyms. Like I said, just launched a supplement brand. They have an awesome presence on YouTube. If you're looking for some mindless entertainment, I definitely recommend checking them out in their full suite. And so the Full Send Metacard is definitely something that I'm into, and hoping that the market is going to allow me the opportunity to get into. Next thing that I'm looking at here as it loads, DYOR. We talk about them a lot. We've had our good buddy Drew on the show. One, I always love their merchandise. Two, it looks like they actually got a little bit of a pump today. I should pull it up here. As a matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up as we talk about them here. One of the things that I think is the absolute coolest about the DYOR is that they ship product fast. That's one of Kevin Rose's, the Moonbirds guy, one of his kind of like core principles of business. Oh, here we go. Here's something perfect for me to show. And so they've done something that I have not seen anybody else in the space do yet. They actually have collabed with a prominent in real life brand in Urban Outfitters. And so for those of you going to NFT NYC, they're going to actually have a meetup at one of the Urban Outfitters. I think it's in Times Square. Don't quote me on that. But Urban Outfitters has agreed to carry their merchandise in stores. And I feel like that is a huge sign. That is like trailblazing the way for us in the NFT space, for anybody who's, a project leader or a project developer or something like that. This is huge. I mean, at the end of the day, what every project is attempting to do is find incremental revenue that's going to allow them to, sustain them in the long run. And cryptoonz has done just that. So I'm really bullish on those guys. Like I said, they got a little bit of a pump today, well deserved. So I am personally looking at getting back in, or getting another. Excuse me, I have one. Getting another, which you guys saw me buy live on the show whenever we had Drewby Two Shoes on here. So I'm looking at getting another one of these when the opportunity presents itself, and hopefully with this, crypto at 3-digit increments again, maybe now is the time. There's two other things that I'm really looking at getting at here. I would say the most impressive one would be this Canyon Pass. So if you guys haven't heard about Canyon, we mentioned them on a show previously. It is a really powerful NFT tool. That's kind of how they started and how I first found out about them. But then they have these passes that they launched. They're at 0.5 right now. I've seen them get as high as, I think, 0.9. But basically, what this pass does is it gives you exclusive access, the premium membership to Canyon.io. So if you're an analytics guy or you're somebody who just likes to learn more about a project or potential projects before getting into them, this is a great place to do so. They also get access to their alpha caller. I'm not really into that right now because I think I do a lot of my own research, which is always something we encourage you to do as well. Do your own research. But for those of you who don't have a lot of time, an alpha caller, a good alpha caller, is an invaluable asset. But this is why I'm particularly interested in them. Each one of these passes comes with a C box, what they call a C box, just a gift crate that you can open every single Tuesday, and you'll get something every single Tuesday, from a free NFT to a whitelist spot, to fragments of a blue chip, anything like that. And so it's really cool. And I believe that this build market is going to afford me the opportunity to get into this. Finally, the last thing that I'm really looking at getting into is grabbing a gutter juice. So I have a cat juice right now. I'm holding it with my cat because I don't want to clone it, and I think that in the future, hopefully, there will be some great value there. But I really want to roll a clone, so that's just something personal for me. I'm hoping to buy a juice here at some point. Right now, you can see they're down at about 0.165, and so I think that is a decent price, especially with this Ethereum dip. Assuming that this is the bottom, this will be kind of one of the 4 things that's on my shopping list that I'm looking at getting into now. So that's what I'm looking at.
Cool. I mean, as you can see, I'm wearing the New York hat. I bought this last year when I went out to NFT NYC, and last year was crazy because it was like super early. This is before Bored Ape Yacht Club kind of went bananas. It was already kind of going up, but like mutants, when I was out there, I think we're at 3 or 4 Ethereum, and I remember going, I need to buy one of these things, and then it shot double digits within a month after. All these projects went bananas, but Ape Fest looks like it's going to just be off the chain this year. And what you really have to do is pick and choose where you're going to go, because there are so many events. Like, I can't even keep it all straight. And a lot of them overlap. And then if you're in New York, you're going to have to like hop on the subway and go over here. And then, if you're not used to the city, it's kind of it's like a scavenger hunt trying to find these things. But if I could share my screen here.
Yeah, I think you need to share it at the bottom.
Okay. So what is NFT NYC? The funny thing is, this is actually a professional conference, but last year I went to most of the conference. This year, with so many projects, it's almost like I don't even think I'm going to spend that much time at the conference. But just to give you an idea of some of the stuff that they're doing, I think I signed up for a bunch of the stuff that they had on here. Just like 1,500 speakers. So they have like 4 different locations, maybe even more than that. So you have to decide during the day, do you want to go to this morning event, that morning event? But I mean, the list of who's who, I just go on here. It's nft.nyc and just look through the who's who on this. I mean, it's almost too much to even tell you, but anybody and everybody who is into NFTs will be there. And this year, it's like 2, 3, 4 times as much as it was last year. So just the events, the speakers, I mean, it's so hard to pick how many things to go to. I mean, there's just so much.
So let me ask you, Hofstra, for those of you who have been following the show, you guys know this, but for anyone who's new here today, you may not know that Hofstra is a bit of a jet setter. I mean, this man's out running the course. He's going to all the big events, sort of thing. Most recently, he just went to VCon. So what would you say are kind of like the similarities and the differences between NFT NYC and VCon?
Okay, so VCon was like a Gary V profit show. It was all around VCon, V Friends, and Gary V. So if you're not into that project, you may or may not want to go to VCon, but the NFT NYC is every project in the ecosystem.
Okay.
I wouldn't say every project, but certainly every big project and people that are trying to get their name out there. It's a place where a lot of these NFT groups, they're teaming up. So I'll just give you an example. So degentoonz is doing a project. Let me pull this up real quick. They're doing a project with.
Dang, Goongang getting a little love on the show
Okay,
today. Come on.
yeah, so and this is just one. So they're doing a project with Subducks, Crooks, Creepy Club, Holdout. This is Sunday. Then they've got a thing Monday, right? Then they've got a thing Tuesday, soccer meetup. They're doing that with Alien Friends and Football Critters. And then they're
before
doing
you go any
Wednesday.
further, if you guys haven't seen the soccer meetup, Jeff Gave, the guy that we had on the we've had him on the show before, the head of Football Critters, the creator of Football Critters, he's making an outstanding mural right now. I don't know if you've seen that yet, Hofstra.
Yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I actually signed up for that.
Sweet.
I'm definitely gonna go. So like this one, Creepy Club, Tasty Bones, Tropics. But I tried to pull up as many as I could do on here. So Gutter Cat, they're doing a collaboration with Stadium Goods. So Stadium Goods Block Party, they're having a whole thing. And then at night, there's another like the Gutter Night Party. So Puma, Block Bar, and the Sandbox are helping make this event reality. So Puma, Sandbox, I don't know who Block Bar is, but the amount of money that those guys have raised and are putting into this space is crazy. So they're going to be doing merch giveaways. Think of the athletes that are signed already by Gutter Cat and by Puma. So if you're in New York, there's going to be a lot of people that are interested in this that are just known people. And you just see them at a party, hanging out. This one right here, Nifty Portal. This is, we talk about this one a lot. They're doing a meetup with, I don't know if it says it on here, but it's with this new project, Kumite. So that one actually just minted out. I bought one the other day, but it's the guy that basically created Comic-Con, created an NFT project. And they're also partnering with, I forget the other company. I think it's like Sneakerheads. There's one other group that they're doing one with, but every single nightclub, like all the dopest nightclubs in New York, are being rented out. And so when you go to these parties, it's open bar, drinks, free stuff, and then a bunch of different projects. You kind of just bounce around, go to different stuff, meet all these people that you see on Twitter. All the founders are there. Everyone's just doing it up, and they're trying to one up each other, I feel like. And so just the heat that they're bringing, if it's anything like last year, it feels like it's going to be twice as good because there's so many more projects and people raised a ton of cash and they're just throwing it down. So like another one that I'm going to, Loser Club, this is a project that I'm in. Rooftop DJ, another one that I'm going to. This one actually looks really cool. So this is Fuck Render and Steve Aoki. So they have a 4-day, they rented out a like an art exhibit, 529 or something like that, 525. So for 4 days, basically they're doing a collaboration with Steve Aoki. So he's going to be spinning at this, but it's 4 different things. And you can go to all of them or you can go to one. And then like this one, so Cool Cats, they're throwing something called Cooltopia. So I'm going to that. 10KTF, I heard the other day, they're doing something. So they're partnered with Gucci, with Beeple. So like all the people that are involved in that project will be there. And here's another one that I'm going to. So Rug Radio. I don't know if you guys ever hear Farouk. He just announced the speakers, and I don't think it's on here, but he's bringing some heat. And yeah, look, the usual characters like Mark Cuban. Scrolling through the names of 1,500 confirmed speakers, one would be hard pressed to recognize any of the names. Deepak Chopra stands out, and Rug Radio's Farouk.
Wow.
Atom Bomb Squad. Okay, I'm rocking the bomb right here.
There it
This is
is.
what I'm pumped for. Okay, so they're doing a pop up right here. They've rented out some store, and they're having limited edition gear just for this. But in the evening, let me see if I can find this. They're gonna have their own private party with. Okay, let me see.
It is wild to see how much, how big communities are going for this. And honestly, at first I was thinking, well, the market's crashing. How can people be spending all this money on this? They should be putting it into Ethereum so we can make a change. But it's also like, this is exactly the reason that a lot of people did get into projects in the first place, was to find a community, to get involved with something like this that gives back to them. And I was reading a quote or a tweet on Twitter, is something like that, and I really enjoyed what they said. They kind of talked about how the market was tanking, and they said, well, now I've got no choice but to be in it for the community and the art. And that's so true. It's bringing us kind of back to the roots of why we got into NFTs in the first place. And really, if nothing else, I always like to say, never waste a good crisis, right? And if nothing else, the state of the market right now has given us an opportunity to take a step back, look at the different projects we're involved in, and really evaluate, why. Were we in it just because we heard a bunch of people talking about it and thought it was cool? Or do we really identify with the values of the project, with what the project is about? And if you don't, that's okay. We always talk on the show about, always taking profits and that sort of thing. Well, in my opinion, always taking profits and, learning to take profits is obviously huge. Cutting your losses and stepping away is an invaluable skill that is arguably even more important. And so I think, in the spirit of never wasting a good crisis, if you never lose, if you learn something, this is a great opportunity to take advantage of.
100%. So this is what I was looking for. So Atom Bomb Squad, this is the party that they're doing.
Dang,
It's
Pusha T.
co-sponsored with Coinbase, and it's Pusha T is doing a private concert just for the Atom Bomb Squad holders. Like, how
Wow,
dope is that?
man.
So you're talking small venues, but everything's on the house. Open bar, open food, and then you got your own guy. So just imagine the people that are coming with him, and then all the people on the project. And then I had just heard that World of Women announced a private party with Madonna. So I think she has a Bored Ape. She's big into the space. And so this is just what we know. But the amount of FOMO, so all the other people that are hearing about this, when everyone's going to be in New York, this is the place to be. So I booked this thing 3 months ago, just going like, I got to go. And then I'm probably going to go to Art Basel. But I wanted to see the difference between last year and this year, and then be a part of this, because what NFTs are really is a new genre that has never been here before. So it's kind of like you take fashion, take crypto investing, music, culture. You name it, throw them all into one thing. And the way that the communities are being built, and just the way that the projects are ran, is unlike anything else. And so it's right now being created. And this is a time that I hope when 20 years from now, I look back and I go, I remember when I was there. I have some gear from like a thing or a POAP or whatever it was. And, just to say I was in it. And that's kind of why I'm so excited about doing this, just because it's, I don't know, it's the second one. It's really less than 2 years into the whole space, and the momentum that they have, even in a bear market. Like, I'm not hearing anybody like complaining. Everyone's just super pumped to go here, and they're still going. But it's hard for me to believe that NFTs will not be here. If you look at the amount of money and the people that are coming into the space, and just the investment, it's not going to go. It's just not going to disappear. And people are still building. And the projects, this is what I wanted to show people. If you want to see what to invest in, go to OpenSea and take a project like Bored Ape Yacht Club, right? or any project, and look at the amount of money that mint and secondary has generated.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Not working.
Wild.
Because what's going to happen is the people who have been smart with their money, the people that have raised a lot of money. So what's 611,000 times? Let's just say Ethereum is, let's just say it's an average of 2,000. That's a really big number on secondary sales. So if they get 5 to 10%, you've got a lot of runway. And I look at NFTs like businesses. We're in startup mode. So the first year is gone. Anybody can have a hit, right? Anybody can have a good year. But people have to get creative when times are difficult. And so what you're going to see in the next 2, 3, 4, 5 years is, one, who's managing their money correctly, what operators are being creative and continuing to have engagement with their community, which ones are going to build through the bear market and be here 3, 4, 5 years from now. Well, one thing that you can look at is how much money they have. How much runway do you have to operate your business? And if you haven't managed your money, you're just not going to be here. And people that have enough to pay the staff, to market, who have got secondary investment, are probably going to be here. I mean, if they're halfway smart in running their business. And yeah, so I'm looking at what projects do I think are going to be here 2, 3, 4, 5 years from now. Who are they partnering with? Who's investing in them? What are they doing? Like that, we talk about Gutter Cat a lot, but Gutter Cat's, they're signing athletes right now. They've got deals with Puma, Diamond Supply Co. They've raised a ton of money. So yeah, it might look bad, but if these people on mint or on secondary sales converted that money to USDC, which they should have, because keeping your money in a volatile asset like Ethereum would be very difficult to run. So if, let's say they raised $100 million and they converted 75% of it into USDC, you've got money. You've got cash. For sure. Yeah. I mean, what do you really, you've got a website, you've got some pictures, you know what I mean? Like
very low operating cost.
Too high unless you do one of these events every now and again. But anyway, that's kind of my take on what to look for.
And that's actually a great transition, because one of the other things I wanted to talk about today is the Gutter Cat Gang. So the Gutter Cat Gang, man, as a matter of fact, they are also somebody that I consider trailblazers in the space. They have just over an hour ago launched their newest merchandise drop. And so they kind of went back to their roots and went with a quote unquote retro drop here. And so if I go ahead and click the details, you can kind of see the real reason that I want to show you guys this. You're like, okay, it's merchandise, so what? Well, one, I mean, the merchandise is really cool, but two, what's really unique about the Gutter Cat Gang is that the way they do their merchandise, rather than the traditional kind of like go online, you select a couple of shirts that you like and you buy them, they have you mint an NFT that you then burn to receive your order. And so what I think is very valuable about this is, think if you were able to get your hands on like the first Louis Vuitton bag ever, right? And I'm not saying that Gutter Cat Gang is on that level, but they've been doing this for every single one of their merch drops. And so if you go onto the Gutter Cat Gang kind of merch site on OpenSea, their merch account, you can see that there's still people who have that NFT from the very first merch drop and never sold it. And now if you want one that fits your size, chances are it's going to be at a premium. And so I think that that's going to reign true because this space continues to grow and continues to grow. And so let me just talk to you guys about, exactly how that works. So basically what they attempted to do is make it so that the shirts were about $45 each and the hat is $35. This pack comes with 3 shirts, the 3 shirts that we were showing you just a second ago.
I feel like I need to get on this right now.
I'm going to do this as soon as we get off the call, as a matter of fact. So they got these 3 shirts. They're really sweet. And then it also comes with this white 5-panel hat. And
so you get all of them? You get all 4 of those?
You will get all 4 of those for the price of 0.18 ETH. Ethereum. And so what they did is they looked at all of their holders. This is everyone from the gutter cats to the gutter clones. And if you had one of those, they took a screenshot, a snapshot of your wallet account, of your wallet address. And so you can just come on to their website. You visit their mint site, which is right here. You see that here's the bundle price of 0.18 Ethereum. I have 2 days, 22 hours, 47 minutes, and 18 seconds at the time of this recording to mint this. So basically what I'll do is I'll come down here. I'll select the size that I would like. It goes all the way from small to XXL. Now, one thing that they have been harping on here is that the sizes on this drop run large. So traditionally, I would wear a large. I'm going to get a medium for this drop. And so, yeah, you just kind of, select your size, you press mint, connect your wallet, and then just like you would mint any other NFT, it's the exact same. It goes to your wallet. And then if you are interested in redeeming, which I will redeem mine pretty much instantly, I'll just go on and I'll burn the NFT, and then I'll type in my shipping address and all of that sort of stuff. I won't have to pay anything from there, and it'll come straight to my doorstep. Now, here's the kicker. I talked to you guys earlier about kind of the first Louis Vuitton bag, or maybe like one of the OG pairs of Jordans. That might be more your speed, Hofstra. So you can mint as many of these packs as you like. So I could go on and mint, theoretically, as I understand it, 100 of these so that I could continue to sell them on resale market and secondary sales in the future. And so I think that's a really cool thing that, again, Gutter Cat Gang is paving the way. They've got all these frequently asked questions down here, so you can make sure that you check these out. Interested? But let me just tell you, I will be doing this right out there. It is, yes, sir, exactly. So I will be doing this.
I bought 3 pairs of Jordans this week, man.
Yeah. So as soon as we get
any
off the
more
show,
things to collect.
you'll find me minting that. What were you saying?
Said I don't need any more things to collect. I got so much stuff. It's like, man, you know what's funny? Almost my whole wardrobe now is getting converted into NFT gear. I don't even want to wear anything else. I'm like, if I'm not in the project and it's not like, you know, I'm not connected like that, I don't even want it.
Heard that for sure. Yeah. Same.
Isn't that crazy that works when you get into these things? It's like, I don't know, it's merch. Like, I never thought I'd be that much into merch, you know?
For sure. And I always, I've said it before, you know, my fiance or my wife hated my wardrobe and that sort of thing. And NFTs have finally provided me the opportunity to get back to her good graces. So thank you, everybody. But speaking of merch, man, there is no merch that is sicker than what you've cooked up for us here.
Oh,
shit. Connected with our good buddy. You guys see it here. The Web3 DJs merch is in. It's limited, a limited supply. We have a couple of pieces that we're going to be giving away, so make sure that you tune in after this. Hofstra, if you want to plug the artist, he's a really awesome artist that's, you know, one of Hofstra's friends, good buddies he met at SneakerCon, correct?
SneakerCon.
And yeah, really awesome that we were able to do this. So this is exclusive merch. We'll never be printing these again. So make sure if you're interested in these, I'm telling you, they're sick. Oh, as a matter of fact, we have the short sleeve shirt that I'm rocking now. We've got the
long sleeve. Oh, that's the hoodie.
That's the hoodie. Look at the sleeves here. And then we also have long sleeves as well. And so we're going to be giving some of these away. You're not going to be able to purchase these because we wanted this to kind of be exclusive, right? This is our first time doing something like this. And if nothing else, what we wanted to do is give back to you all for supporting us. So if you're interested in this, make sure that you check the giveaways. We're going to post a giveaway shortly after this. It'll be on our Twitter. All you'll have to do is subscribe to our YouTube. If you're already subscribing, just make sure you put that in the comment of the post. And, you know, like, comment on our videos. Follow us on Twitter. Really awesome. Cannot thank you, Hofstra, and your artists enough.
Yeah, and I think right now, the way I feel about NFTs, crypto, like, maybe I'm just off, but I've never been so bullish or convicted on a space ever. And I really believe in this. And I know I had some people like laughing at me the other day. They were like, oh, you're drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm like, dude, everything will be an NFT. And then that day I saw MasterCard will now allow you to buy NFTs. I think it was like 2.9 billion people or something like that in their ecosystem are now allowed to buy NFTs with their credit card. Like, if
First of
that
all,
doesn't tell you anything, I don't know what does. The other thing is, when I'm going to VCon and NFT NYC, if you look at the tech, right, they integrated into this wallet. I talked about it before, this token system where it verifies your wallet address and you just scan it and go in. Okay, why is that a big deal? Well, right now it might be a little janky. It might not work that well. But once they figure this stuff out, I mean, this is the new platform. And I don't think people understand how big this is going to be. And they, quite honestly, don't really know the full capabilities. But as the developers continue to make it more seamless and easy to use, this is going, you're not even going to know it's Web3. And it's called NFT, which sounds kind of weird, right? But let's say it wasn't called NFT and it was just a technology that allowed you to do all this stuff super quick and open up possibilities for so many different things. You might look at it different. Yeah, NFT, what is an NFT? Non-fungible token. It's kind of a weird name, but just forget about that because this technology is not going anywhere and we're just scratching the surface. So our show, yeah, we might not have a whole lot of followers yet, but I don't care. What I like is talking to people about NFTs. We've got some people coming up now that are building. We've got some cool projects lined up. Took a little bit of a break, but we're going to come back swinging. I'm going to take a lot of footage in New York. I'm going to try to get interviews with a bunch of people, really line some cool stuff up. So when we come back, we're going to try to bring some heat. And yes, as a thank you, we're giving out some cool merch. So
yeah, let me say this, man. Anybody who's talking about drinking the Kool-Aid and trying to give that a negative context must have had a terrible childhood because Kool-Aid is delicious. As a matter of fact, I even put, this one's going to get a little bit contentious here, but I don't know if you guys have heard of Kool-Aid pickles. That's a thing. So anybody who's talking about Kool-Aid in a negative context, heck yeah, I'm drinking a Kool-Aid. It's delicious.
Yeah, maybe it's my personality. When you tell me not to do something, I'm going to go do it. So the more people that tell me I'm an idiot and I don't know what I'm talking about, I want to do it because the one thing I know in business is the number one reason people either get rich or businesses succeed is timing more than anything. You want to have the biggest gains, you need to be early. And when everybody's looking this way, you want to be looking this way. When ETH is at 800, you want to buy it. It's already been at 4,000. If it rips back up to 4,000, goes to 10,000, what was Bitcoin at 8 years ago? What was Ethereum at, 3 years ago? All those people that got laughed at for buying that were laughing all the way to the bank. So if it sits here for 2 years, I'm happy because I'm going to buy the shit out of it.
Yeah, for
That's
sure.
not financial advice. This is me, but I don't need another reason to be a degenerate. But I'm telling you, that's how much I believe in it. And I'm not going to spend all of my money. I'm going to put in money that I can afford. But I'm super, the way I feel about it today is I'm excited. And some people probably aren't because they've lost a lot of money. But, now is a great time. Now you can go discount shopping for everything. Everything that you wanted to buy, you can afford. Now go buy it.
Buy when you're sad. 100%. I know it seems counterintuitive, but buy when you're sad. Yeah, I have also been buying Ethereum. Well, let me digress a little bit. I started buying Ethereum between $200 and $400. At one point, I had, I think, 11 of them. I did sell, unfortunately, way before they got to 4,000. I think I sold around $800 or $900 the first time, as a matter of fact. But yeah, for sure, you're 100% correct. I did have one last thing that I wanted to highlight before we go. I'd be remiss if I didn't do this. When our last guest was Ben Jamin, and he was talking about the new meta being free mints and seeing what things go, how things go from there. Started with the goblins. I found my version of the goblins. I'm not saying it's going to reach the same heights or anything like that because the fundamentals of the project aren't the same, but I'd be remiss if I did not tell y'all about my good buddy, Pablo. Have you heard of these, Hofstra?
No.
Basically, man, honestly, I've been watching these. So right now, at the time of the recording, they have about 18.4 thousand followers. Whenever I first found out about them, they had 16,000 followers, and they were 0.1. They got all the way up to 0.3. They're about 0.163 right now. So they are going down. Maybe watch them for a little bit and see what happens with that. Again, not financial advice. Do your own research, that sort of thing. Really, I just think they're kind of fun. I bought 2 at 0.1, so unfortunately I have not doubled my money any longer because I didn't sell. but I'm definitely waiting to see what goes on with them. It's been a blast, kind of just following them, following the anon. Really, what I was thinking here is everybody's having so much fun with these free mints, and it's bringing the joy back to NFTs like I haven't seen since the bear market started, and I wanted to be a part of that. They're going to have a snapshot soon. No idea what exactly that's going to constitute, but yeah, I'm in it. Plus, they're orienting their kind of project around Kanye West, the life of Pablo, that sort of thing. It's definitely a meme project. Again, it's not something that I would say is going to bring you fame, fortune, and all of your make all your wildest dreams come true, but might bring you a little bit of fortune. So who knows? And if nothing else, even if they don't bring you fortune, I've gotten a smile from it. And like I said, I bought 2 at 0.1, so I've made about 50% of my investment back already. If I were to sell now, not going to sell. Had to highlight my buddy's Pablo's before we got off the show today. So
yeah, and if you think that you can't get into NFTs, I'm just going to say my 13-year-old daughter figured out on TikTok how to create AI artwork, launched the whole collection, did it all herself. I didn't teach her how to do this. Looks sick. And then the other day, she got her first NFT, and she's 13 years old. It ain't that difficult. Just spend a little bit of time. In fact, if you want to know, just ask us. Ask us a question. I'd be more than happy to show you how to open a wallet and buy NFTs and navigate crypto. So anyway, that's me on my soapbox. But thank you so much for watching, and I hope you get some merch, and support the show. That would be awesome.
Absolutely, man. As we're closing, I continue to say that whenever I first entered the space, I thought one of the most shocking things about it was the amount of positivity that's running through it from strangers. And I want to take every opportunity I have to share that and to continue on with that kind of cause. So if you guys have any questions about anything in the space, reach out to us. If we can't answer it, we'll find somebody or point you to somebody who can. We know people that are way smarter than us. And that's the beauty, is we all come from a bunch of different backgrounds and have different skill sets. And if we bring them all together, we can build something beautiful. So again, per usual, if you enjoy this content, make sure you tell your friends about it. That's the number one way that you can help us. Number 2, subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitter. And finally, this sick merchandise is going to be up for grabs. Not for sale, but we're going to give it away. So we'll make the post right after we get off this call here, after I purchase my Gutter Cat Gang merch. Thanks again for watching. As always, we couldn't do this without you guys. So we really appreciate the support. And that's why we want to give these away. We want to give back to those who are supporting us. So until next time.
And if you're in the Big Apple, hit me up. Let's meet.
Hit him up. He's going to be documenting the whole thing. Bought a brand new camcorder and all of that. So he, hey, if you want some FaceTime, hit the man Hofstra up, and who knows, maybe your pretty little mug will be on our next show.
Very generous. I like to give stuff away, so I might have something I'll give you.
Absolutely, especially if you're an MMA fan. So, but yeah, as always, thanks a ton, guys. I'm Sticky Finger Jones. We got Hofstra, and we're the Web 3 DJs.
Peace.